today. From SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California, this is the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Justin Herbert and the Los Angeles Chargers versus Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
We are just a couple miles east of the LAX airport, just off the 405 or the 105 at the beautiful SoFi Stadium in Inglewood. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Now, Charles, you and I, we've done a lot of games together. Always seems like we're rehashing the same storylines. Turnovers, of course, always a big story. Quarterback play, running backs, yada, yada, yada. But getting ready for this one word kept coming to mind, and that's preparation.
Well, it's critical to be prepared. Physically, mentally. When you think about getting ready for an NFL game, you have to wonder, what will they throw at us that maybe we haven't seen before? 2-minute drill, maybe different things like that. Got to be prepared. You're exactly right.
We are just about ready. Cameron Dicker has the honors, and we are underway here at SoFi. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. So out come the Bucs now for their first drive. Orchestrating the offense will be the top pick in the 2018 draft, and that's Baker Mayfield.
And he's a guy who plays with a lot of emotion. He's learned how to channel it really positively, because when he throws the football downfield and makes a big play, he'll be the first guy downfield to celebrate with you. But also, when his team needs that confidence, when they need that jolt, they turn to him, and he's ready to provide it.
And an early how do you do right there, as they're going to bury him in the backfield. Call it officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Here's Mayfield. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield. Complete. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for third down. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make him make someone miss in the open field.
Well, anytime he reads man coverage, I don't think it's going to be the only time he'll try and hit that route to the outside in this game. He'll test the perimeter, but that time they were up to the challenge.
Here comes the Buccaneers punter now. Back deep for L.A. is Darius Davis. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. Here are the Chargers ready to go on offense, led by their first-round pick in 2020. The man out of Oregon, Justin Herbert.
And it certainly hadn't taken Herbert long to earn his status as one of the league's best and most entertaining passers. Locked and loaded at every snap. And the second he sees an opening, that ball is soaring downfield. You better be on your toes against him on defense. The second you turn your head, he'll burn you.
Yeah, this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Another run here with Dobbins. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up third down. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. They'll try to run for it with Dobbins. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
Well, partner, none of these runs individually have added up to a whole lot.
Now 3 plays, all 3 short runs, but together a first down.
Yeah, it's amazing how the narrative changes when you string them together.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll try the air now with Herbert. And that's going to be incomplete.
That's just flat out a terrific play because it's rare that you see a hitch route batted down. That means someone read that one really well and was right on the spot when the ball got to the receiver.
Here's 2nd and 10. Here's Herbert. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. A shotgun snap for Herbert. It's taken in by Quentin Johnston. And he'll only get this to about the 44 as they stop him short of the line to gain. Their opening drive here is going to result in a punt. They got 7 yards there, but not enough.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
A 4th down, so the Chargers trot out J.K. Scott. The Trey Palmer deep for Tampa Bay. And did they keep it in? They did. They kept it in. It's down to close to the goal line at the 1-yard line. Amazing. Perfectly placed. If that ball goes 1 extra yard, maybe not even an extra yard, the starting point is the 20.
So there is a reason that a lot of punters are also excellent golfers. They know distance control. You know what else they have? Same groove motion over and over. Once they have that down, it repeats under pressure.
They'll start on the ground with Irving. And able to get it across the 10 to the 15.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
So a decent gain there on the play, but that all gets wiped out with a penalty.
Well, that's a setback, but all the good play callers, they just move on. They find something else in the playbook that can attack this defense, and they go right back on the offensive on this play.
And they'll bring him down right around the 13. They get 5, and it will go ahead and move the chains.
Well, that was a unit that understood exactly where the first down marker was, handed it to their guy who could run it, created some space, and he got there.
A first down throw for Mayfield. That's taken in by Palmer. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
And I think this is a route we'll see more of as this game goes on, because with his speed, they want to get him the ball in space on drag routes just like this. They want him to get the ball and run after the catch. Good job there, though, holding him for a short gain.
Mayfield looks to throw. It's caught by Mike Evans. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Counting down toward the midway point in quarter one. Mayfield on first down. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Palmer. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 10 more there and another first down.
Doesn't matter whether it's a zone coverage or man coverage. The drag route can be effective when it's run well.
So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Baker going to give it to Irving. And down to the 41.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
From the 41, here's 2nd down and 7. Mayfield off the play fake. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 28. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
That's the first time he's called his own number, but he's got to be overjoyed with the results. He wasn't just going to settle for a modest gain. To me, he was determined to come through with a big message to a defense that slept on him in the pocket.
On 1st and 10, here's Irving. Eventually wrangled down before reaching the 20, but a strong run. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
That run right there was an offensive line coach's dream, wasn't it? Guys picked up all of their assignments, created a nice gap for the running back to get through, pick up 7 yards. Yeah, he's probably chortling on the headset right now saying, we got it going, boys. Let's keep it going.
On 2nd down, Irving. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. An unfortunate time for the penalty there. That cancels out a positive play from this offense.
Well, not to sound too trite or too accepting, but you and I both know it happens. You got to accept it and move on. Yardage, you got to get back. Focus on the next play, move on.
That'll be enough to keep the drive moving forward. Another first down on the pickup of 5 yards.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a 2nd and about a foot.
I'm wondering if the same thing went through your mind as mine. When I see a big man like that make a catch, all I keep thinking to myself is, big man with football. Look out, everyone. He may not juke you a whole lot, right? He may not run past you because of his size. You're talking about a guy weighing in the 270 range. But, boy, once he gets his mitts on the ball, he's going to be tough to bring down. I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Here we go now on 1st and goal. The carry here for the big tight end. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. O'Keefe, a 3-yard touchdown run. And the Bucs will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon.
And that drive we just saw that culminated in a touchdown,
Exactly what many offenses are looking for. Sustained ones that can impose their will on the other team.
Chase McLaughlin on for the extra point. And that one gives the Bucs a 7-0 lead. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And it ends with a 3-yard scoring run. The Bucs ready for the kickoff. And here we go. It's in the air. And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Chargers get set to go here for their second drive. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. Herbert off of play action. He gets this underneath to Dobbins, and he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
A run now for the rookie out of Georgia. And that's going to be good for a Chargers first down as the tackle made just shy of the 40. Well, we've seen running backs in today's NFL get involved in the passing game. Maybe it's about time more receivers like that get involved in the running game.
And that is something we are seeing more and more in this league, no question about it. That wasn't the biggest of gains, but it was enough to get them a first down. And it continues to test the defense. They have to think on every play about who might end up with the ball.
Play action this time for Justin Herbert. Got an open man. It's Josh Palmer. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Charger football to start quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 1st and 10. Now it's Herbert. And connecting here with DJ Shark. So it was already a gain on the completion, but tack on some more with that penalty.
Absolutely. No matter what angle you're making the tackle from, you can't grab the face mask, and that's just putting your defense on its heels just a little bit more.
So a big penalty there on the face mask leads to 1st and 10. A fake on the jet sweep and a give to Dobbins. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. And it's 2nd down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
From the 24 now, here's 2nd down and 8. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. His first catch, good for 9 and a 1st down.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath.
If they've got good hands, then of course they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Now before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout. So as they talk it over, we step aside. They'll run. This is Gus Edwards. So it's 3rd and 6, and this will be the 8th play of the drive. Out of the gun, Herbert. And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. Vita Vea able to drop him for a loss of 2, and that will bring up 4th down.
The downside for the defense is that they're dealing with a team that's in their red zone, but the upside, not much room to work with for the offense. Fewer windows in the zone for them to throw into. Tough for a quarterback to get a throw off before the pressure ends up getting to him.
Cameron Dicker on now to try the field goal. From the left hash, a 31-yard attempt. And his kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Now, after the Dicker field goal, he's back out, ready to send it away. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up 2nd. Well, on that one, they go with a play fake, CD, but I don't think anybody really was fooled. All eyes were fixated on the quarterback, and they got him to the ground.
And to run this play successfully, you've got to make sure that everyone is doing their part. You actually have to sell this play. You've got to sell the run action. Otherwise, why do you stop at the running back? You just run straight for the quarterback and put him on the ground.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Mayfield on play action. He's going to air one out. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now Mayfield. Fighting through pressure. That is incomplete. Had to pass there. 3rd and long on your own side of the field. Just couldn't come up with anything.
That's why teams always talk about having to win the early downs, meaning you've got to gain yardage and set yourself up for 3rd and short because when it's 3rd and long, the odds go down significantly trying to pick up the 1st down, even throwing the football.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. L.A. set to take over again on offense. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
If you're in the offensive huddle, you're smiling after that play because you've certainly got them guessing now. 2nd and short, could they just hand it off for another big gain? Or did they take advantage of this spot to take a big shot downfield?
Back to throw here, Herbert. Short throw to Disley. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. Well, that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
A give up the middle to Dobbins. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
This is 2nd and 8. Justin Herbert looking to pass. Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. And the Buccaneers will take over possession here up at the 44.
Well, this had trouble written all over from the start. He's got 2 extra defensive backs in the game he's got to deal with. They're in a dime set. So everywhere he's looking, he's seeing a different color jersey. And sure enough, this one winds up being intercepted.
So out come the Bucs now. They'll start in excellent field position following the INT. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 44. Following the interception, Mayfield. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. It'll be a gain of 5, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
Ball right on the 50-yard line. Here's 2nd and 5. Mayfield now from the 50. Open man, it's Palmer. So the completion good for just 3. And it makes it 3rd down and 2 yards to go.
Oh, it's time to give more credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line. But once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
2 yards still to go. 3rd down now. They'll try and run here with Irving. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And then the next breath they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up first downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have. They'll stay on the ground with Irving. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. Give all that credit defensively to Khalil Mack. A great stop in the backfield.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. Throwing, Mayfield. Quick throw, fighting Mike Evans. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a third down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
The Bucs on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Straight ahead, it's Irving. And he's going to get the first down as they bring him down at the 23. It's a 9-yard gain, and it'll keep the drive moving.
3rd and 1, partner. No need to be fancy there. Just use some force and move forward and pick up the first down.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. They run out of the gun with Irving. And he'll be taken down after a short gain as that takes us to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3 our score. Here's a 2nd and 8. Mayfield. That's completed right side to Palmer. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. That gain of 15 gets him on the doorstep, 1st and goal.
Boy, everything clicking on this drive. He's 4 for 4 now, and that throw, maybe the best of the bunch. This offense is really humming, and they pick up another first down.
To throw, Mayfield. Flush to his right, and he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
I think the defense surprised him there with that blitz on first down, but give him credit. Stayed cool under pressure and still found a way through the extra rushers for positive yardage. Well done.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. Now, here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
He did a fine job there of not hitting it before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
Now Mayfield on 3rd and goal. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete. So it's been a long drive. They've held the ball for quite a while. Now what do you do here?
Well, to me, at this stage, after this drive, this close to the goal line, 3 points would be a letdown. I'm going for it here.
Chase McLaughlin now for the field goal try. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. And his kick here is good. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense, the firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Taken at the goal line. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The offense for Los Angeles returns to the field. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
So the completion results there in 9 yards, and it'll bring up a 2nd and short. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Second down and a little more than a yard here. Here's Herbert. Quick hitter here, it's complete. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Herbert now. And that'll be complete to Dobbins. It'll go as a gain of 4, and that'll make it second down.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
Targeting Dobbins again, and he's got it again. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. The Chargers passing game rolling a bit here. They've got another first.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
The final shot before the break for Herbert. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman. All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. The Chargers going to get the football first here in this second half, and they trail as we get back underway. And we will not have a run back here as the second half starts with a touchback. Out comes the Chargers as they'll go on offense now to start this third quarter. They do trail, but they have a chance to possess the football first to try and do something about it.
And that certainly makes it something of an important drive for them, because is it going to win the game? No, but you have to do something to bring some life to your sideline.
And down he goes, a Buccaneer sack. Yaya Diaby, he's the one who got in there. He gets the sack.
What a quick start to the drive, but not for the team that really needed it. In only a few seconds, the opposing QB found himself on the turf, and the defense is celebrating second and long.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Herbert. That's complete. It's Ladd McConkey. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Going to throw on 3rd down with Herbert. Dancing to his left. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Herbert able to show his wheels as he gets the first.
Has not been a big game for him throwing the football. I think he feels like, let's try something different. Let's use the legs here and see if we can make some plays.
And no passing touchdowns, yardage not where he would like it. Try something new. It worked there. Herbert setting up to throw on 1st down. And all this is taken in one hand, and what a catch. A really nice gain of 25 yards. I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They look like a different team here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there are very many trash cans that got kicked over, that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Herbert. Open man is Palmer. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here. These last few plays, they have moved right down the field, and just like that, they'll be set up with a 1st and goal.
Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Back to throw. Herbert. He's into the secondary. And inside the 5 here before he's out of bounds right at the 3. A gain of 7 that time. 2nd goal.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days.
And this will be caught in the end zone for a Chargers touchdown. Ladd McConkey from 3 yards out. And the Chargers are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. On those slants, everything happens so quickly. What makes it work?
The timing between the passer and the receiver. In this case, a slant route ordinarily is probably about 3 steps before you go on the slant. In this amount of time, I think it was a 2-step deal. Boom, put his foot in the ground and got inside for the pass.
Got inside for the pass, got inside for the catch and the score. Extra point up and good by Dicker. And we are even at 10 apiece. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it winds up with a touchdown for Los Angeles. started all even as the kick's away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Now Mayfield and the Bucs come up on 1st and 10 at their own 14-yard line. A run up the middle with Irving. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
So from the 17, here's 2nd and 7. Once again, it's Irving. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. A yard, all they need, but it's 3rd down. Mayfield now. That's complete to Palmer. And he is going to lose yardage here. They'll wind up losing a couple yards here on the play, and it'll be 4th down.
No surprise they decided to throw on 3rd down. A little bit of a surprise that they completed the pass and lost yardage on the play.
Here comes the Buccaneers punter now, as he's on here to punt it away. Returnable here for Davis. It's a 40-yard punt, 6 yards on the return, and it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Justin Herbert leading this unit out for their next possession. 5 for 5 that last drive. Touchdown pass as well. He was clicking. Receivers, I don't want to be cliche, but running really solid routes too.
And what I love about it is when you look across any team, all right, the body types of the receivers are usually different.
On Herbert, his 3rd interception. Picked up by Jamel Dean. And the Bucs will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
The Buccaneers offense ready to rock and roll again. They'll start following the interception in great field position at the 45. The Buccaneers in good field position here to start out 1st and 10 at the 45. On the ground, it's Irving to start the drive. And he finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
They'll run the draw with Irving. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. 45 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now.
Well, you know they had a 3rd down play on standby just in case, but he says no need with that carry. Runs like that will continually earn him more work in this and future contests.
On the handoff, this is Irving. And he's going to be stopped at about the 37. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Good, strong run against the 3-4 set. And that 3-4, you got to have your guys up front eat up a lot of blocks. The guy playing over the center, the nose, he usually has to take on double teams. But when you're able to successfully move him, you're often able to get some yardage. And that's when linebackers have to clean up and make tackles.
10 yards there and a Buccaneer 1st down.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Here's a handoff to Irving. Oh, a nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle him.
And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18. He finds his way into the secondary again on this drive. They might want to try getting him down a little closer to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, what do they call that? Third level run. First level being the D-line, and linebacker second level in the secondary, the third. When you block it up well and you make the secondary do all the tackling, that will wear on a defense.
Here's White. Able to fight through one tackle. And he's going to bull his way down to about the 1-yard line. A good run, 8 yards there, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
That's a great run right there on first down. Didn't quite get into the end zone, but now you've set yourself up for at least 2, maybe 3 more shots from close range.
Good yardage on first down. Now can they punch it in on 2nd and goal? Mayfield to throw it. Eluding the pressure. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. Credit the sack to Joey Bosa.
When you're this close to the goal line, you got to expect pressure from the defense, so the ball's got to come out fast. Got to get out of his hands quicker.
Here's 3rd and goal now, back at the 11. They'll drop to throw. And in for the Buccaneers, touchdown. Trey Palmer, an 11-yard touchdown. And the Bucs have taken the lead. McLaughlin now to add the PAT. He's got it as they go up by a total of 17-10. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it ends with a touchdown for the Bucs. The Bucs ready for the kickoff. And here we go. It's in the air. Here's Darius Davis on the return. Well, now how about this return? And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead. Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a first down.
They'll run up the gut with Dobbins. And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays.
First downs have not come easy, and neither have runs like this throughout this game.
Absolutely not. He finally felt like, whoa, a sigh of relief. We got something going in the running game. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Operating from the gun, Herbert. Now this one finds McConkey. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. They had two straight first downs, now a gain of 9 to set up 2nd and 1.
What I love about watching the passing game nowadays is that the one-dimensional receiver is really starting to leave the game. You've got to be able to do it all. Of course, you got to run fast. Of course, you got to catch the ball. But route running savvy and toughness, there's a premium for all of that now.
And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Now they'll have it 1st and goal following that gain of 17. It'll be 1st and goal when we come back. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood. A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7, but first things first, they need to score as they come up on 1st and goal. That's caught at the 3. Nice job defensively to hold them to 4, and now it's 2nd and goal.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on, catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. And they'll turn to the power game to try to get in. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Los Angeles. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Chargers are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th. But we are set up for a fantastic finish now. A 4th-quarter touchdown here. We're an extra point away from a tie football game.
And I know they're thinking about possibly going for 2, but I'd go ahead and kick this one and just get it back to level.
Extra point try now from Dicker. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter. That time a 6-play drive. And it ends with a 3-yard scoring run. Now this one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the 4th as the kick's away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. The Tampa Bay offense set to go again. They no longer have the lead after that last touchdown, all tied up in the 4th quarter, and a chance for this offense to mount a potential game-winning drive right here. First down, Mayfield. And incomplete on the deep ball.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. They'll set up a throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Palmer. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 7 catches for him now, and this last one, a first down. Here's Mayfield. And that's complete to Shepard. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. That one goes for 24 yards. So the ball moves from 138 to the other as they come up on 1st and 10. Baker going to give it to Irving. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Not a huge carry there on 1st down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on 2nd down.
From the 35, here's 2nd down at 7. They'll run. This is Irving. And a short gain down to about the 33.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
So 3rd down, and a field goal from here would be right about 50 yards as they try to get closer. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's brought to the ground with another 1st down at the Charger 16. They give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains.
And partner, in a tie game in the 4th quarter, you and I both know in the NFL, that's when you lean on your stars, and he came through with a nice catch right there.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. From the gun, Mayfield. To Shepard, complete over the middle. Short completion, just 4 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Now a 2nd and 6. They'll set up to throw. Throw left side, hauled in by Otten. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
And let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on him. You're not going to be able to disguise him because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minimal gain as the defense was able to react quickly.
On 3rd and 1, here's Mayfield. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And the Buccaneers are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as they find a way to convert there on 3rd and 1.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence, and that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
A field goal could get him the lead, but it might not be enough here as they come up on 1st and goal. Going to the air again with Mayfield. And he hauls it in for the Buccaneer touchdown. Bucky Irving from 3 yards out. And the Bucs answer back with a touchdown of their own to break our tie and take the lead here in the 4th. So, Charles, this game feels like it has been punch, counter punch all throughout, and that touchdown breaks our tie here in the fourth quarter.
You're making me want to get back in the gym and start training again. You're talking about those punches and counter punches. I also think this is where you and I start thinking to ourselves, who's going to make the play to change that, right? Who's going to get out of this little cycle that they're in right now and make a play and give their team a firm advantage?
Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good, and they will take a 7-point lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Returnable here for Davis. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. LA readies for its next possession. And now, after the touchdown a moment ago, they work from behind in a 7-point game in this fourth quarter. Plenty of time on the clock. Herbert and the Chargers now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. He'll start with a handoff to Dobbins. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Not a huge play, but I think they're more than happy with how it turned out. Don't be surprised to see them revisit that call because there was a lane there for more than just 5 yards. Put it in your back pocket and break it out when you need it later.
Here's Herbert. Throw left side, caught by the tight end Hurst. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
Herbert jet sweep as he taps it forward.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on it before he could get much out of it.
2nd and 5. From the 50, here's Herbert. Complete to Johnston here. 7 yards there and a 1st down. Herbert back to the air. Open man right side, that's McConkey. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40.
Partner, took a while for him to lock onto a receiver, and he finally found his man coming left to right across the formation. But by the time he got the ball to him, not much of a chance to turn upfield and make anything out of it.
Ball on the 40 now. Here's a 2nd and 7. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. Throw over the middle, and it's caught by Johnston. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34. A big play in this football game. 3rd down and 1. They'll try to run for it with Dobbins. And he's going to have the 1st down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line.
That's a tremendous group effort there, because when you talk about offensive lines, the best ones, talk about guys that play in harmony, in sync, and getting things done, and they did that on that play.
Yeah, especially on 3rd and 1. Got to be in sync, and they were. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now. Now it's Herbert. And that one nearly intercepted. That would have sealed it. Instead, it'll be 2nd down.
Limited time left on the clock after that incompletion, so I think both sides are going to savor every second to prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in motion, it may be a nonstop push to finish this drive off. Everyone better be on the same page right now, because I think they're going to try and get several plays off in quick succession if they can.
That one complete to McConkey. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. So give them the yardage on the pass and half the distance to the goal line.
Because they're inside the 30, so now you don't march off the full 15, right? You have half the distance to the goal. In any event, that's precious real estate given up.
Here's 1st and goal. Herbert to throw. Flushed out right. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. One thing that makes him so tough in these 2-minute drills, you got to take into consideration he's mobile.
And that's a big plus for him, but he also has to be careful with that mobility. Sometimes getting rid of the ball and stopping the clock is more important than running around and maybe taking a sack.
Herbert going to throw. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
Now we're in the situation where the quarterback's got to take full charge of his huddle. Got to totally command it, make sure all eyes are on him. All focus is locked in. Going to call multiple plays and go over different situations and scenarios to make sure everyone is on the same page.
But just a gigantic play here, both sides. This is 3rd and inches. He's got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Chargers. J.K. Dobbins there to make the grab. And the Chargers are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes. Well, the hard part's done. Now they just need to split the post, tie it up, but then their defense is going to have to hold up to send it to overtime.
Yeah, no matter what. I know there's an inclination in it when you have momentum to go for 2 here, but if you miss it, you don't give your defense a chance at all.
Plus, it's been a good game. I want to see overtime. I'm selfish.
You obviously don't have a flight to catch.
Tomorrow. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good, and we are tied here in the 4th quarter. So that one a long 11-play drive. And it ends with the Chargers getting into the end zone. This one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the 4th as the kick's away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. Well, partner, here it is. They've got the chance to win the game. You'd have to think they need to get it near the opposite 40 to have a chance to kick a game-winning field goal. We'll see what they can do.
And you're right about that, because if we look at it in macro, that's what it looks like. But I think in micro, the head coach has already asked the special teams coach, what is he feeling? What does he think? Where does he want the football? What's the yard line we have to get? And he's already relayed that to his quarterback and his offense. They know what the goal is. Now the key, can they get there?
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Mayfield. Pass complete to Shepard. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7. I don't know that those medium 5-ish yard gains are going to do it right now. Probably should have dropped it, right?
Yeah, that way you save more time on the clock. But I know receivers, they think they can catch it and break a tackle and turn it into a big gain.
A big play looming on 3rd down. Mayfield to throw. Finds White. And a fast footwork by White. And he is going to have a Bucs first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Now a timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop him with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. Two timeouts still available in this final minute. It's 1st and 10 now. Here's Baker. And they'll get him down after a gain of 7, but they'll happily give him that. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds showing on the clock. Here's 2nd down and 3. Now Mayfield. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down. Mayfield. He's got his target. That's complete. And he will get out of bounds here as well. What a play. Big yardage. They stop the clock, and they move it to the boundary of field goal range as well.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. 1st down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
On 1st and 10, here's Irving. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left. And now this game's going to come down to the right leg of their kicker. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. So on is their kicker, and it's down to this. They'll spot it at the 40. It's a 50-yard kick for the win. And this one is right through. And it's celebration time on that sideline as they have taken the lead in the final seconds. So they tried to ice him there, but it's fair to say it did not have the intended effect.
And I've known kickers that take it as an affront. And there he says, you think you're going to rattle me? Think again.
The Bucs ready for the kickoff. And here we go. It's in the air. Well, this one, partner, was fun down to the very end. They got the points late, right before the whistle. Then the ensuing kickoff. They were hoping for magic on the other side, but couldn't get that spark.
Fun if you won, and fun for us because we got to watch it and call it. That magic that you were talking about didn't occur at the end, but what a game all the way through.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. From Southern California, so long, everybody.